almost falls down. Throws to the end zone. Owen! Owen! Owen!
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change. And it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in the gun, the throw on his left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 49! Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this fourth down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up by Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the
Oh, suck our dicks from the back. These boys went up into Seattle. They pulled their pants down. They bent the fuck over, and they told everybody from the Pacific Northwest to fucking lick the taint strap. And they did it. I don't know, man. The last minute of that game fucked me up real good. That was fucking chaos. But here we are. The numero uno seed in the NFC. Things are good. What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We are the Gold Blooded Podcast. I am Joe. I am joined by Steve, Rob, and Chris with Michael Curran, satellitely, doing things on the Instagram from Maine.
Satellitely.
That's right. That's politely from a satellite. So, what's up, cunts?
Feels great, baby.
Feels great, baby.
What's that about?
I mean,
It was like the biggest story that week.
I missed
Jimmy G with
Halloween
the
night,
announcer.
the Thursday night game
against
against the Cardinals where Jimmy had the big night.
Okay.
And then
I don't know how I missed this, but yeah.
Was it Aaron Andrews asked him?
Oh, yeah. Now I know. Oh, feels great.
And she fucking creamed in her pants.
Yeah, he made her wet in the seat.
Right, yeah, the wave. I remember that,
Yeah.
but I guess I didn't put one and one together there.
Feels great, baby.
Feels great, baby.
I have not felt like that the day after in a very long time. Just euphoric.
Are you on job sites like every day now?
Yes.
So I am as well. How great did it feel walking onto a job site Monday morning?
Oh, it felt
Like-
amazing. And all year long, I deal with fans, at work or whatever, fans of other teams. And we are like in the age of discrediting. Like, regardless of what you accomplish, regardless of what happened, anybody will try to find some little thing to discredit anybody's accomplishment. And this week it was the non-call.
You knew.
Pass
I mean,
interference.
you knew that
Like,
the last 2 minutes was going to create.
Yeah.
But
all year long, every single game, and it's always a discredit, and honestly, I'm pretty numb to it at this point. 49ers are the number 1 seed. They just went up to Seattle. Jimmy Garoppolo was pretty much flawless in an environment where Colin Kaepernick would shit his pants most of the time.
Why? You sound like my father now. Come on.
I'm just saying, this is a different team.
Oh, it is.
This is a different team, and I think that was beating Seattle last year. Just in general, that was a step towards finally getting over that, bad feeling that you always have every single time you face them. But now, finally going up to Seattle and coming away with a win in a game that actually meant something. It wasn't a meaningless game.
It meant everything.
It meant, that was about as close as you could get to a playoff game without it being a playoff game, and they did it.
Let me ask I guess I could ask all 3 of us here. Well, 4, whatever. Had the 49ers lost that football game, and had they been in Philadelphia this week, who would go to that? Nobody, right?
No.
Rob?
I'm not going to Philadelphia. Fuck that.
After our experience the last 2 times.
Yeah, I don't want to sit in the rain again, I hear you.
And it's going to be fucking cold.
I know.
I think I'd rather just fucking be warm in my house and either screaming joy in my house or slitting my wrists in my house.
Yeah. The only positive I could have saw to that was being able to change into street clothes regardless of the outcome and then get a Jim's cheesesteak. That would be literally the only positive.
And I don't know which one is safer, a win or a loss, leaving the stadium.
Yeah.
I feel like a loss is more dangerous. I feel like I'm more apt to be violent when my team loses. I mean, a win for us would be more sketchy.
Oh, for leaving there. Yeah, 'cause then they're all pissed off.
Yeah, if they beat us, they're just like, you suck, we beat
you.
you. But if they lose, I feel like that's way more dangerous. If we beat them in Philadelphia and then we got to walk out of there. And I don't have that part of me that just doesn't say, you suck, we just fucking beat you.
We do.
It's not in my fucking blood. I think I'd rather just stay home and high or low.
Well, the positive news this week is that nobody got injured in that game, or at least seriously. So just to get that out of the way, news injuries, updates. We signed defensive lineman Anthony Zettel, waived defensive lineman Jeremiah Vaologa.
These were before the game.
Julian Taylor tore his ACL in practice, and he's on IR for the year. We promoted defensive lineman Kevin Givens from the practice squad, and during the game, Jimmy Ward rolled his ankle, but he ended up returning. And Kwaski Tart, D Ford, they didn't play this week, but they are likely to return for the divisional round. And we re-signed defensive lineman Earl Mitchell.
That was today.
Yeah, definitely need some more depth there at the nose tackle position. And I don't know. I don't think that has he played a game since being with the 49ers?
No, we waived him and he retired.
Yeah, so no, that's pretty cool. Well, I mean, we'll see. He might be shit. And we waived defensive back Anton Exum to make room for Earl Mitchell.
Imagine winning that game and getting waived before the playoffs start. Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Well, we waived him, so he'll end up on the practice squad as long as he doesn't get claimed.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right.
So we had, let's see, we had Christmas. Well, this game was after Christmas, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we had Christmas. Let's start there. Did everyone have a nice Christmas?
What was that?
Because we haven't recorded since Christmas, right?
Yeah, it was
so
nice.
I just want to check in with everybody. Yeah,
it was a great Christmas.
Right. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, wonderful.
Did you get it? What?
You ever gonna take Rob off on his offer? Relive your childhood? Redo?
No, but what I do want to say.
It was pretty nice. My kids were excited.
I bet. Yeah. Here's what I'll say about this was nice. So since my wife and I have been married, we don't exchange Christmas gifts. We just, fuck it, right?
Yeah, why have anything joyous in your life?
Yeah, exactly. So this year, well, because for me, I mean, most likely I'm going to get shit I don't want, so I'd rather just not fucking do anything, So, okay. So this year she says, hey, I think let's do something small a little bit, nothing crazy, spend $100, $100. Okay, cool. The day before Christmas, we were just talking about what the other had gotten one another. We both guessed our gifts. Isn't that fucking weird? Like, there was no discussion about either gifts. Like, I never said to her, hey, I want a fucking golf net. I didn't know I really wanted, so.
That's pretty good.
Me and baby being on the same page.
You guys would do great at that. What was that game called? That game
Newlyweds?
Newlywed game, yeah.
Maybe. Or I'd just choke her out. Or she'd get drunk and ruin everybody's good time.
Or you could just drink her piss.
I don't know that I'm going to have to do that. That's
a good point.
I've been thinking, I got to tell you, the past few nights, I've been laying in bed thinking about that. Like, I'm going to have to consume a glass of piss if these boys can't win 3 more games. Like, what's going to happen here? I'm saying to myself, all right, like, how much do I put in a cup? What kind of cup? So I have a glass.
What kind of cup?
I have the glass I'm going to use. It's a juice cup.
Have you been practicing with water?
No.
Like how much you're gonna take in?
No, it's gonna be between 6 and 8 ounces.
Okay.
I think it should be a wine glass.
What if
it
she
really
pisses more? What do
encapsulates
you do
the
with
aroma?
No, I don't want that. What?
What if she pisses more than that?
Well, then it's gonna fall. I'm only gonna give her a 10-ounce cup. So.
Oh.
10 ounces is a good amount of piss.
But no, I said 6 to 8.
What?
Oh.
That was odd.
Oh, okay. We come here every week.
I literally started a podcast.
Yeah, real good.
That was odd.
At least it wasn't Steve's ringer.
It wasn't a ringer. It was my pod. It was the Rick Shields.
I had
golf
that,
podcast.
I had that happen one time in a meeting at work. Like I didn't even touch it, and something started playing, and I was able to like volume down before anyone saw that it was me, but people were like looking around the room, and I just played it off like.
One time, your friend Pete, our friend Pete, I was with him, and his phone just started playing. It was an Apple iPhone, brand new. He claimed it just started playing music, and he had been having that problem for a couple days. So I watched him snap the phone in half, casually open a garbage can lid and toss it in there. Now, for the listeners at home, Pete's a really large guy, you know? So now him and I are in a garage standing there face to face after I just watched him snap a $1,000 phone. And then the casualness in which he placed it in the garbage can was what scared me more than anything. I was like, oh, am I next? What the fuck is going to happen here? I said, Pete, everything all right here? He goes, that fucking thing just starts fucking playing music, and he went off. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just fucking leave, and I just like backed out and got in my car.
Well, one time somebody else got to his house as he was having Apple issues.
Okay, same.
Oh yeah, but it was iPad. What's the laptop? MacBook Pro.
Yeah,
probably the biggest, most expensive one. And he took it over his knee like a board and just broke it in half. And the other person that had just got to his house was just jaw dropped like, what the fuck? But the best part is that wasn't enough. He then went and got a hammer and smashed the Apple desktop in the house just because it was Apple and it was time to go.
Because they're related.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
I will tell you this game, as much as I enjoy that we are the number 1 seed, that we won the West, that we beat Seattle in Seattle, you cannot repeatedly go into halftime dominating a team and then let them get back in the game. That doesn't win championships. You have to knock that shit off. You're up 13-0, and we're smoking them the first half. They don't even look like they came to play.
Agreed.
The defense is shutting down their offense. Taking those 2 field goals was bullshit. You've got to score touchdowns, and you've got to put teams away. And that's not how you do it.
Fair enough. I mean, I view it more as on the opponent who you're facing. You're facing a quarterback that has just made shit happen.
Yeah, but
like,
no, Kyler Murray did it. The Rams did it. Like a lot of games, you know.
And I can't put my finger on it. Like I'd love to say it's play calling but I don't know what it is. I can't put a finger on it.
Yeah, it is an odd.
I'm guessing.
I really think it all boils down to getting back some of your players, most notably D Ford, because ever since D Ford has been injured, we've gone from averaging 4 sacks a game to averaging 1 sack a game.
Well, I don't think it gets as much attention, but DJ Jones is a huge,
massive
problem.
The loss of DJ
even
Jones,
Quan,
is massive.
like all these things, like Dre Greenlaw saved this game, so you don't notice Quan missing as much.
Quan has gone the most unnoticed. I felt like when we lost Tart, I felt like he was going to go unnoticed, but he hasn't. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I really think that it boils down to your opponent that you're facing. I mean, how many quarterbacks in the NFL in that exact game that we just played, going to halftime down 13-0, getting completely dominated, and pull a rabbit out of their ass in the second half? 2, maybe 3.
Yeah,
you
course.
got Russell Wilson. You know, Tom Brady has done it time and
Aaron
time
Rodgers,
again.
yeah,
there's guys that can
It's
do
a
it.
short
There's
list.
5 guys.
Yeah.
There's 5 guys.
It's a very short list.
There are 5 guys, and they're all going to have gold jackets.
And I feel like there was
There's
a lot more at play too, between the defense not really getting a rest, the offense scoring way too quickly, or the offense going 3 and out. And I don't know.
It just scares me.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, when you win the game, same way we've lost, we also were 3 plays away from being undefeated.
Yes.
So I'm not going to glaze over that. But that 1 inch, I mean, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I feel like all the games that have just been pushed to the absolute brink this year, and we've been able to come out with a win. I know there's some games where we haven't, but we've been able to eke out wins being pushed to the brink. This one was about as close as you could get to giving up, admitting defeat, and ultimately coming out victorious. And I feel like that is going to end up propelling this team even further. Just like, how could you ever quit after what you've witnessed this year?
Yeah. I also think that the media and a lot of 49ers fans and a lot of people around this team put a lot more on that game than really should have been on that game. Because realistically, if we lost that game, we have to go win one extra, which is the same winning streak because we won that game. But if we had lost that, either way, you got to win 3 in a row to get to the Super Bowl. And the difference is you become this underdog that's doubted more, and you've got a chip on your shoulder rather than the favorite that is supposed to win. I didn't see it as, I mean, everyone keeps talking about the biggest regular season game. Like, slow down. First of all, it wasn't even a win and you're in. Like, win and you're in is the biggest you can have in a regular season game, period.
I think
They could have won. They could have lost this game and won the Super Bowl. That's not the biggest regular season game.
I'll put it this way. I think the setup to it was the fact that if this game was in San Francisco, it wouldn't be considered the biggest regular season game in 49ers
Yeah, that's
history.
what I mean.
But I think because it was in Seattle, the history that we have going to Seattle, the rivalry, and how much they have won over the past 7 years against us is what set it up to be the biggest regular season game.
Even like the term rivalry, like that doesn't mean shit to anybody in a uniform. No, nobody on the 49ers team, nobody currently on the roster sees this as a rivalry.
Except,
it's just a division team that we have to play. Like when they walk out there for the coin flip, it's not like these motherfuckers. They're like, "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you."
Well, I think Richard Sherman walks out there and he's like, "Fuck Russell Wilson."
You obviously didn't watch the mic'd up then.
I mean,
they're like buddies. He's like, "Hey, boy, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you. Yeah, cool." Like they're professional football players.
Yeah.
Like
I think that what you're saying definitely has merit. Where these are new players and they weren't around for all of that. But one player that was around for all of that was Joe Staley, and he did get emotional after this game.
Yeah, that's one guy.
That's one guy.
Again, I think it's very media driven. I think you got to have stories or you don't have a job.
Well, the other thing that I would like to as far as the magnitude of the game is concerned, I think just two things that we can't undermine is the home field advantage aspect to things. What they lose,
of course.
Then they're on the road. And
I'm not saying it wasn't important.
No. That and the home field advantage. Oh, and what this does, it gives the Niners a bye, which
they desperately needed.
Oh, it's everything about it. It's huge. Don't get me wrong.
Those 2 points are the ones that I would say make it a bigger victory than just your run-of-the-mill Week 17 game.
And I couldn't agree more.
Right, giddy up.
But it's not a win or you're in.
No,
so it's not the biggest regular season game. It's impossible that it's the biggest if it's not a win and you're in. Like, win and you're in is as big as it gets in the regular season.
It does, but winning in means that you're mediocre and you're facing a mediocre team.
Yeah.
Which I totally get what you're saying.
But if you're a 12 or 13 win
it's just
team,
a different way to look at things.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think it's the way. I'm glad that they won it, being that people put so much on it.
Yeah, it's concerning to me about how much was put on this game, thinking that are they going to lay a fucking egg after a victory like that?
Yeah.
They laid they fucking had a victory in New Orleans and then laid an egg against Atlanta. That's concerning.
Now, luckily, you've got 2 weeks in between there. Whoever we play is coming off of 6 days.
Yeah.
And of course, the home field is huge. Just for the fact of the routine of like going through the week is going to be normal. Mm-hmm. Every week is going to be normal from here on out until the Super Bowl if we keep winning.
The biggest thing for me wasn't even home field advantage. The biggest thing for me was the bye week because
I would agree because it gets you D Ford back. It
you
gets
haven't had
any
one.
of the other guys that are on the fringe. You haven't had one since after week 3, week 4, whatever it was. So yeah,
and we were probably getting them back even if we had to play next week. But
right.
That extra week is so big for them.
I mean, had they lost this game, they only have a week to recover. And what's the mentality of everybody's? What's everybody's mental state going to be heading into Philadelphia?
Of course.
Now you have 2 weeks to, you fully celebrate and then forget about it. Whereas if we only had a 1 week, let's say that we won this game, but for some reason we had to play next week, I think that is concerning. Where you might feel yourself a little bit too much, celebrate a little bit too much after this one. Now you have 2 weeks, fully flush it out of your system, forget about it, and move on.
Absolutely. I'm not saying it wasn't huge. I just think it was a little blown out of proportion.
Well, let's get into the offense here off the top. 300.
Let's stand by. You watched the game here?
Yes.
Okay. Rob, at your house?
Yep.
Yeah. It was a big Sunday nighter. Obviously, things were a little prime time action for the kids. All right, yeah, I watched the game at home.
Sunday night is so much better for me than Sunday and daytime.
Really?
Yeah, kids are in bed.
Yeah, it's
I have
different.
full focus. I can watch on any TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I could pretty much do what I want.
I just don't. Sunday night, it was okay because it was the holiday, you know what I mean? But I still had to get up early the next morning. I'm glad it didn't go to fucking overtime. But yeah, okay. That's all. I just want to talk. Anything exciting happen during the course of the game?
I mean, the game was exciting.
Did you watch with your boyfriend over there?
Yeah, he was here.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, the game is 60 minutes long of game time. I think I was standing for about 53 minutes of it.
I was pacing. I was fucking pacing. I was running around circles in my living room.
I think I hyperventilated for the last 10 minutes.
So then...
Let's get to the important question.
Okay.
Was Brunsky awake for the game this week?
He snoozed for about 2 minutes, so he definitely saw...
It was coming off of halftime, too.
Yeah.
It was well planned.
I did not snooze at all, and in fact...
That recliner
you
upstairs,
too.
when you fully
Yeah.
recline it, it's like you're laying on a bed.
Brunsky 1 and 2 over here.
There was no sleeping this week for me, and on top of that...
Mine is not
I had-
medicated induced.
I
so.
got...
Allegedly. That's what you say.
I was on drugs, no question.
Until you piss in a cup, we don't believe shit you tell us.
Well, I'm not drinking that. I got...
You might get high.
Yeah, we back that up, maybe. Let's see what's in it first. I made baby during the... It was one of the... I don't know. It was third or fourth quarter. I made baby get up.
Made a baby?
Her and I were... Listen, I made her stand on the couch. We were both standing on couches, dancing. And so then I opened up the shades, so anyone that happened to be outside was going to get the full dance off. It was fucking wild. It was good times. All right.
Offense.
I was standing for at least the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I still...
Not 5 minutes people time and 5 minutes game
football
time.
time.
Yeah. Which ended up really being like 15, 20 minutes.
Hours.
Off the top, 398 total yards, 270 passing, 128 rushing. We went 4 for 8 on third down, 2 for 3 in the red zone. Excuse me. We had 2 sacks, we allowed 2 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and 6 tackles for a loss. The 2 sacks came on the first drive and then never again. And
O-line's playing nice.
Only 2 quarterback hits.
That O-line was playing nice. Even Ben Garland,
Yeah.
he stepped up huge. Even that play where he got penalized, which was total bullshit.
Yeah.
That was total bullshit.
I mean, it's legally a penalty because he hit a guy after the whistle.
Yeah.
But you can't. I mean, how the fuck? If the guy got hurt, I could see it. But Jesus
He
Christ,
barely touched him.
Jesus Christ. But what I liked about it is how far downfield he was, making a block. Because Shaquem Griffin made an insane tackle on Debo, and if he didn't, he's to the house because of that block that Garland was laying downfield.
I said it a few weeks ago. I don't ever want anybody in my presence to question Ben Garland's effort. Ever.
He was like
Fucking
15
ever.
yards downfield.
Like, for whatever it was worth, I get what you're saying after the whistle, but it almost looked like he tripped and fell and couldn't fucking stop himself.
Yeah, I mean, if that went the other way, and our wide receiver took a hit from their center after the whistle was blown, I'd want the flag thrown. So I get it. It happens.
So, I mean, you got your 5 starting offensive linemen, and then you typically have your 3 reserves. Do we have 8 starting offensive lineman caliber players on this team?
Sure seems that way, doesn't it?
This is absolutely insane, the fact of what Brunskill's done this year, and Justin School has done this year, and Ben Garland have done this year is asinine.
And we lost. Who was the guy we lost right at the beginning, and everyone thought we were fucked because of it?
We lost Joe Staley in week 2.
No. The swing tackle.
Oh, yeah. I don't even remember his name anymore.
But at the time, it was like, oh, this is fucking bad.
Yes. Yeah, because he played last year. He played well. Yeah.
Sean.
Skull.
I can't
Sean.
remember.
I don't know.
But at the time, everyone was like, we are fucked.
Yes.
Because with that guy
Sean
is huge.
Coleman.
Yeah.
All right, so opening drive, there's a nice 3rd and 7 conversion to Kittle, who makes a very difficult catch, actually. Dart between the defenders to Sanders, and a 13-yard run by Mostert has the offensive unit humming early.
Is it just me? Or was it just those uniforms that made it obvious? What was with Kittle's fucking armor he was wearing?
I don't know. I noticed that, too.
Where?
Because he did that last year with the rib injury.
And nobody knew about it.
And it was like, when he came out, I go, he's got way more padding on than normal.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just precautionary because it was a big game. They figured they're going to try to hurt him.
Yeah.
But he looked like he had a fucking pillow wrapped around his midsection.
I think somebody may have watched some Vernon Davis highlights in Seattle.
Strange, right?
And he got, I don't know if you remember, Vernon Davis got fucking wrecked.
But as soon as he rolled out, I go, something's up here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you could...
Yeah, he's got like a fucking
around his
his whole midsection.
Yeah.
But he did that last year because of the rib injury, and they just didn't tell us until the end of the year. But he didn't look hurt. I mean, he
played
full go.
Played like George Kittle.
Yeah, it was something up that. And then I said maybe it's just the white makes it more obvious.
No, I don't think. I think there was more padding there for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it during the game. As soon as he walked out, I knew
he looks massive.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked out,
It's like
I knew
he doubled up or something.
Yeah.
It's almost bigger than where his shoulder pads sit on his chest.
It goes full around both sides. It didn't go to the back.
It looks like his stomach is larger diameter than his chest.
He looks built like me.
Yeah, like a barrel.
So we're humming early. Positive plays. And then on a 2nd and 9, Jimmy ends up taking a negative 10-yard sack that puts us at the 38-yard line. And instead of trying to get the first down, well, I'm sure he tried to get the first down, but we end up just throwing a screen to Kittle. You know that's going to get positive yards more times than not. It gets us 7 yards, and it sets up for a much more manageable 47-yard field goal for Robbie Gould.
That sack right then is when I went, the field goals is not what we need here.
Right.
You got to roll in here and take touchdowns.
Well, after the sack, you're just happy that we even got it in at all. Then later on, 3rd and 5, we're backed up at our own 11. That's where the drive starts. Jimmy throws a slant to a very tightly covered Emmanuel Sanders, who makes the catch right at the line to gain.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty clutch. And then later on, there was a play-action slant to Debo that goes for a huge gain to get to midfield. And a play-action reverse toss to Debo Samuel that goes for a 30-yard run touchdown. And the leading blocker, Kyle Juszczyk, on that play takes out 2 defenders to make that touchdown happen. I mean, that is just...
I rewatched that. I made my wife watch Juszczyk take out both of them. Mm-hmm. Oh, come here. Watch what this guy does.
Yeah.
I saw it in like full speed. I saw him do it. And I rewound it and made her watch him do it.
Yep. Yeah, Kyle Juszczyk. I mean, I know people hated on the contract when we signed him 3 years ago. I know that last year was frustrating for him, and people were mocking the fact that Lynch and Shanahan called him an offensive weapon, but I feel like he has definitely proved his worth this year in more ways than you can even imagine.
You saw it when he wasn't there.
One of the most I know that we all know what he's capable of, but definitely one of the most under-the-radar, underrated players that we have on our team. So with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first half, Jimmy throws his first incompletion of the game. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter to Sanders, and that one actually should have been caught by Sanders. But before that, Jimmy Garoppolo was 9 of 9 for 122 yards passing.
Yeah, I mean, you would have liked to seen him get one in the end zone, but fuck it, right?
I mean, when you rush one in from 30 yards out,
I know,
and then you had 2 rushing touchdowns from Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, which were still they weren't like goal line runs, you know what I mean? They were still like 10 yards or whatever.
Debo's rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, he's the only 49er in franchise history to have 3 rushing touchdowns in a year.
Come again?
He's the only wide receiver in 49ers history to have 3 rushing touchdowns in a season.
Oh, no shit. I mean, what a fucking match made in heaven. What a draft pick. Like, I feel like that at the time, we all knew this is Kyle Shanahan pick. Like, all the way. Yep. Debo Samuel is Kyle Shanahan's wet dream. And this is just his rookie year. So.
Did you see, what was it? He had more yards than Rice from scrimmage his rookie year?
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah. And then
he also has the second most receptions franchise
of all rookies.
For a rookie.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it wasn't Rice, it was somebody else.
Yeah, it was somebody weird, like real weird.
And, I mean, compared to the other top 2 rookie wide receivers in the league this year, you got Debo Samuel, obviously, and then you have DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown in Tennessee. And you look at their yardage, and he's right there with them.
Yeah.
I just feel like he doesn't really get talked about.
Not only is he right there with him, but George Kittle's on his team.
Yeah.
That's much harder to get those yards
when
you're fighting with George Kittle for him.
So 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Jimmy throws another dart to George Kittle, who picks up 19 yards on a 1st and 15. That was coming off of a false start penalty, I believe. No, it was a illegal shift that backed us up 5 yards. And you go, oh, here we go. Can't get into negative yardage. Nope. George Kittle, 19 yards. Get it all right back. 3rd and 10 at the 15-yard line. Jimmy throws a slant to Debo, who likely would have picked up the first down had the ball not popped loose. He kind of got popped right at the first down marker there. Ball came loose. Luckily, he recovers, but unfortunately, we have to settle for a short field goal attempt on a 4th and 2 inside the red zone. That's fucking rough.
Yeah.
That's
Brutal.
rough. And we delayed the game. It was 4th and 2, and we delayed the game on the field goal. It ended up pushing us back another 5 yards. I don't know if that was intentional to give Robbie Gould more space.
I don't think so.
But I don't know. They looked confused on the play. But, I mean, that is fucking brutal when you're about to get the first down and the fucking ball pops out. Luckily, it wasn't a turnover. So, 45 seconds left to go in the first half. The offense gets the ball back, and we have 2 timeouts. The first play is a bubble screen to Matt Breida, who gets blown up.
Blowed the fuck up.
Kendrick Bourne misses his block and then just stands there while Seattle looks like they're recovering a fumble. Literally, Kendrick Bourne is just standing there after missing his block, doing nothing about it. And that's not the first time I've seen him do that this year, where something bad happened because of him, and he just stands there and watches it happen.
Freezes.
Instead of trying to rectify. Yeah, he like freezes up or something. Luckily, it ended up being ruled an incomplete pass, and we got time back left on the clock. But so we still have 2 timeouts and 43 seconds to try and make something happen. But Kyle decides to just run the clock out and go up, go into the locker room up 13-0. I hated that. I wanted to see if we can get in field goal
Well,
range.
yes, but they were getting the ball back at the half. I think, I think it was just get the fuck out. You got the lead.
totally
You got a
get the
2-score
mindset.
lead. Like, let's not push it. That's my theory.
I think it's the same as always. It's that first play is going to dictate what happens.
Yeah.
right.
If we get 7-10 yards on it, we're
All right,
rolling.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
And if not, we're going to make
I
sure
agree.
that Russell Wilson does not get this ball back.
Yep, that's what I think it was. More protecting the fact that they could get the ball back on a fumble, a forced interception, something like that.
And then coming out of the half, the offense ends up going 3 and out. Really bad back-to-back series for the unit that's been on fire all night. And after Seattle gets their first score, Jimmy Garoppolo answers immediately with a 49-yard pass to a wide-open Kyle Juszczyk on the first play of the series.
So for all the 3 and outs we've had, which were not many, but all the bad drives we had, they've never come on an answering drive.
Yeah.
I always feel comfortable with
After
our
a
offense
score, yeah.
after the other team scores.
Right.
It's like they're ready to roll. I mean, it hasn't always been great. It hasn't always worked out. But this team is different in that way.
Yep.
This is a team when the lights are on and it matters the most, seems to play their best football.
Yeah.
And especially Jimmy G.
Yes.
He seems to... I mean, look at his best games. In New Orleans, this game, every game was like that really mattered and that like the pressure was cranked up is when he came out.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way I do about watching Jimmy play, but I can tell within the first 5 minutes of whether he's just Jimmy Garoppolo or if he's Horsecock. I can tell in the first
His
5 minutes.
alter ego Horsecock.
Yes. And in the first 5 minutes of this game, I go, he's Horsecock tonight.
I feel like he's going to be... It's so early in his career, starts-wise, but I feel like he's going to be one of those guys where you don't want him to have that chance at the end of the game.
Yeah.
The Russell Wilsons, the Tom Bradys, the Aaron Rodgers. You know if there's 2.5 minutes left on the clock and you give him the ball, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's going to be one of those guys.
So off of that 49-yard pass to Juszczyk to try and answer Kyle with an absolute magnificent play design on the very next play, the entire offense jumps off the line as if they're run blocking, and Jimmy plants his foot in the ground and throws a short slant to Debo, who almost takes it to the fucking house. I don't know if you noticed that while you were watching.
Oh, yeah.
It was looking like a run all
He's
the way.
a baller.
And it's just a fucking slant to Debo.
Kyle Shanahan is a fucking baller.
He's ruthless. And that drive ends up getting capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Raheem Mostert. Pros and cons. Pros, I mean, what an answer. Cons, you did not give the defense any rest whatsoever. And then that's where Kyle elects to go for 2 points while being up 12 to try and be up 14. And Kendrick Bourne is stopped just barely short of the goal line.
Brutal.
So then we get to 10 minutes left in the game. There's a handoff to Kittle that should have been a 1-yard loss, and he turns it into a 7-yard gain. Then you got Mostert finding rushing lanes very well with a 12-yard pickup after that. There's a play-action boot to Kittle that goes for 17 yards, and this play always works, but we only seem to use it 2 to 3 times a game. I feel like we can use that play 7-10 times a game, and it'll always fucking work.
Well, maybe that's why. You can't overdo it, Bubba.
Maybe. You might be right.
If you always jerk off hard with the right hand, it's eventually going to wear a groove into your dick that it ain't going to work. You got to go left, guy.
Definitely not.
No, I know.
Yeah, just so you know.
Well,
I've heard that it doesn't actually.
Well, I'm confused now. I like to mix it up. That's all I'm saying.
So Matt Breida had a very aggressive 6-yard run up the middle, and I held my breath the entire time waiting for a fumble.
Yeah,
He's making me nervous lately.
Yeah,
I mean
that's why he hasn't gotten the carries.
That spot where he got blown up.
That's why he hasn't gotten the carries.
Yeah, he makes me a little nervous now.
Raheem is the man.
He's the fucking man.
Fuck it. I mean, what are we doing here? Raheem is the mother.
Yeah, if he doesn't start in the playoff game,
what are we doing? Right?
If he doesn't start, then it's a big scheme to make people worry about Coleman, just so that Raheem can come out.
Nobody's worried about Tevin Coleman.
I don't know what
he's looking.
How about this?
Rough.
How about in the beginning of the year, all the talk was how are we going to distribute these carries between McKinnon and Coleman and Breida, and everybody's so great, and then look who's the best.
Raheem Mostert.
Yep.
So
and he's been everywhere.
6 teams.
Yeah, he's been on so many teams.
Ravens, Jets.
And they say he's probably the best special teams player in the league.
Yeah, he is.
And I think that might also be why he's not starting at running back, because we need him to dominate there.
I mean, he's looking fantastic, and he got 10 carries this game and 1 reception for 16 yards.
6 games in a row with a rushing touchdown.
Give the man 15, 20 carries.
He also, did you notice both of his touchdowns in this game? He gave the ball to an offensive lineman to spike.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
He's paying homage.
Offensive line played fucking fantastic.
But
in this game.
showing them the love.
So you got 3rd and 5. Jimmy finds a wide open Deebo Samuel near the sideline. Who, if you watch the coach's film on this play, Deebo Samuel shakes Shaquem Griffin out of his fucking cleats.
And he might be a top 5 or 10 defensive back.
Yes,
that guy's a baller.
Yeah, is he the one with one hand, or that's
no?
his
That's his brother.
Is he playing still?
They're both on Seattle.
They're both on Seattle. Yeah.
Okay. That ends up being a 21-yard pass, and I mean, just watching Deebo Samuel run routes is just fucking. It's porn. It's football porn.
He's a baller.
Mostert weaves his way through defenders to cap off that drive with a 13-yard touchdown, and then the offense gets the ball back with 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game, up by 5. The 2nd and 7, Ben Garland gets flagged for unnecessary roughness. Would be 3rd and 4 becomes a 3rd and 17.
What did you? Were you like, oh, we got this, 3rd and 16, no fucking thing?
I did not think that.
In my head, I was like, at first, I was like, fuck, and then I was like,
we almost got it. He dumps it off to Raheem Mostert, ends up picking 16 yards.
I couldn't believe that Griffin made the tackle on that. When Deebo got the ball on the 3rd down, he looked like he was going to smoke through that line and take it down. I thought the game was over.
See, I thought that was a bad read by Deebo. I felt like he had opening to the outside. If he went outside, it was all day.
For sure. It looked like daylight, and then all of a sudden he's tackled. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't have been the penalty. Everything would have been erased. The game would have been over.
So you got the dump off to Raheem Mostert. He almost converts it, picking up 16 yards and forcing a missed tackle.
Part of me wanted to go for it there. I'm not going to fucking... I mean, it's a terrible call because the game's over if you don't get it.
Right. Well, the field... I mean, it was totally...
It's way worse to give Russell Wilson the ball there.
On the 35.
God, get that fucking first down.
With how the defense had looked throughout the second half...
I know, just go get it.
You think to yourself, okay, well, Russell Wilson's going to score regardless of whether we give it to him here or we give it to him at his own 20. That gives us less time. If we punt it to him and they drive down the field, they're taking more time off the clock. It gives us less time to answer, which is what we've been doing all night, is we've been answering. I think that going for it right there would have been the right call.
And I feel like we, first of all, with those short yardage, we get it with a sneak every time.
Every time.
But it's not going to work eventually. I feel like Shanahan is setting someone up for that play. Yeah. I feel like it's going to come late in the season. It's going to come late in the playoffs. And we're going to line up, and everyone's going to think that's what we're doing because it's worked so many times. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be some weird pitch or fucking something. And it's going to go to the house because everyone's crashing the line.
Yep. So we're forced to punt, and the offense, at that point, their job is to run the clock. You know how much clock we ran off?
Not enough.
1 minute and 4 seconds. Ugh. Brutal. But we'll get into everything that happened after that once we get into the defense. Last thing on the offense, 9 seconds left on the clock. Not enough room to even take a fucking knee. were forced to run a QB sneak, which they do successfully, and run out the clock for the W.
Shanahan said if it had been 1 second on the clock, he would have taken the safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason you don't take it is because there's more.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking, like, is he going to snap the ball and then try to run around the end zone to run the clock?
With 9,
You know, like
3 seconds, maybe.
Maybe.
9 seconds, no way. All right, on to the defense. 348 total yards allowed, 223 passing, 125 rushing. We allowed 8 for 14 on third downs, 1 for 3 on fourth downs, 3 for 4 in the red zone. We had 1 sack, 9 quarterback hits, and 3 tackles for a loss, and had 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers the entire game.
That was my key to victory, was to win the turnover game. So, I mean, I guess going, whatever, they won anyhow, but I was really hoping they would have at least had one. Chris, you got a pen over there? No worries.
So, on the opening drive, the defensive line, you could tell immediately, is just overpowering Seattle on every single play. They end up forcing a quick punt, and pressure getting through, and coverage appears to be holding up. Russell Wilson can't find anybody open. Second drive is where Saleh starts sending a lot of blitz help, and it seems to be working even if they aren't getting home to finish. They're rushing him. They're making him throw before he wants to, and it's working.
There was a lot of third down blitzing going on.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes to send Fred Warner, and he likes to send K1 on blitzes a lot. So first quarter was dominated by the defense. I think they only had 2 series, and they forced like 2 3-and-outs. Maybe they allowed 1 first down, but that's it. Early second quarter, the defense, I mean, they're playing lights out. They're reading Russell Wilson's scramble lanes very well and maintaining the damage that he can do with his legs. Great, you see before every single snap, just great communication from everybody on the back end, making sure that everybody knows what to do. And DeForest Buckner ends the drive with a big sack on a third down.
That was a big boy.
You go.
Okay. Towards the end of the first half, Seattle finally starts stringing together some first downs, and at that point, Salah had cooled on the blitzing, and Wilson is just dinking and dunking his way down the field. We end up getting him into a 4th and inches, and is there anything fucking better than Nick Bosa stopping Marshawn Lynch on a 4th and inches run play?
That was...
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you is right.
Fuck you and fuck Marshawn Lynch.
Should have stayed home, stupid.
Yeah. Does it scare you at all, like, if we have to see them again after him getting a couple weeks in?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't scare me.
No, not anymore.
So, first drive after the half, I mean, the production that Seattle produced heading into halftime, where they move the ball but they end up not converting on a 4th down, they pick up right where they left off after the half, and the defense can't stop the bleeding. They give up some back-to-back big runs by Marshawn, and while doing that, they're still doing a great job of spying on Wilson and limiting his mobility and what he can do with his legs. I will give them credit there. As much yardage as they gave up in this game, especially the second half, they always kept Russell Wilson in check.
That's good, because I got a funny feeling that in order to win a Super Bowl, we're going to have to go through Lamar Jackson.
And I mean,
and it seems like we've had some practice at it. We did a little better with Kyler the second time. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's getting a little better.
I feel like the defense overall made Seattle earn every single yard. You know, if it was a 3rd and 5, they would get a 6-yard pass, barely. If it was a 2nd and 11, they would get a 9-yard pass, barely.
As crazy as it sounds, because the type of quarterback he is, that Rams game and Jared Goff, I believe, is what got this defense good at covering these runaround quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because the Rams were doing so much with the bootleg that we had to figure out a way to stop Goff's bootleg, and learning to get upfield and contain him, I think has helped us tenfold against Russell.
I think
and would help against Lamar again.
The second half adjustments we made against Lamar were very effective, and I feel like that
against Lamar.
Game, yes.
Okay.
And then the carryover from that game,
it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
The more times you do it.
This defense is very equipped to face the rushing quarterback now after facing Kyler Murray twice, Lamar once, and Russell Wilson twice.
I think getting D Ford back helps there.
Massive.
Help there. Yeah. I mean, you could tell that they're not at their best pass rush without all the pieces.
Just the fact that we're dialing up so many blitzes on third down.
And
the first half of the year, we didn't blitz ever on third down because we got home.
Yeah.
Yeah, D Ford's massive, because if you lined up all of our defensive linemen in a race and ran a 40, D Ford is coming in first place. Yeah. He's the fastest defensive lineman we have.
He's coming in first place, Joe.
As long as somebody comes first.
So, even though they're still doing a great job limiting his mobility, there's a 28-yard touchdown pass called back to an obvious hold on Eric Armstead, who would have blown up Wilson had he not been held. Regardless, the hold does not forgive Akello and Marcel Harris letting a receiver get behind them to a wide open area in the end zone at all. That was pathetic. Hold or not, you can't let that happen. Eventually, the defense ends up giving up a touchdown anyway. Akello just cannot hang with Tyler Lockett, and Russell Wilson throws a ball with half of his body beyond the line of scrimmage, mind you. I don't know when that rule changed, because I always thought it was the ball crossing the line of scrimmage, not half of your body.
I thought it was the ball.
Yeah, so did I.
The rule is, in order for it to be a penalty, every part of your body has to be past the line.
I think that's
you can have a toe behind the line. Just the tip of your toes can be behind the line when the ball's let go, and it's okay. Isn't that weird?
If that's the rule, that's the rule. But
yeah,
does anybody
it seems like the rule should
with
be.
Me?
It seems like the rule should be if any part of your body is over the line, it's a penalty.
No, I wouldn't even go that far. I would say where the ball is, because every single
that's
rule in
also fair.
football is about where the ball is.
Also fair. Yeah, it's very strange. Or at least like if you were in the air over the line, maybe it's okay.
Maybe.
Like if your feet like you last possessed, I don't know. Something other than what it is would make more sense.
Yeah, that was just
very
ridiculous.
Strange.
I thought that was an illegal forward pass all the way, but it's not. And Akello, you need to be able to find the ball. He cannot turn his head around and locate anything. He's brutal. He is fucking brutal.
It's all mental.
I don't even know if it's mental, because
It for sure is. He's a better football player than Emmanuel Mosley. He's everything else is better. If they were to line up and race, if they were to line up and do any skills competition, it's just mental. And every time Mosley gets on the field, you know what you're getting. He's not going to fuck up. He's going to play. He might get beat, but he's going to play better ball.
My problem with Akello Witherspoon is, although he has looked good through certain periods, he's never really looked good against an elite passer. He looks good against Jameis Winston. He looks good against Andy Dalton. That's when Akello Witherspoon looks good.
Yeah.
Against Drew Brees? Nope. Against Russell Wilson? Nope. And who are we facing in the playoffs? We're not facing Jameis Winston and fucking Andy Dalton.
I got a feeling you might see Emmanuel Mosley getting the start.
Fine with me. I mean, we don't have time for this shit right now.
I would think that you're going to see Mosley get more snaps than the other dickholes.
Did you know that Richard Sherman was not thrown at a single time in this entire game?
That's wild, huh?
I saw numbers on him, like he was not thrown to at all this year, barely. Like 15 times or something fucking ridiculous like that.
Same thing last year, too.
Yeah, what
Did you watch his mic'd up?
No.
Not much. They must edit everything out of it, because you know he talks the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
But at one point, he's coaching Akello. Like he's coaching him during the game on what to do.
So, as the third quarter starts coming to an end, Robert Saleh drops Bosa in coverage on a 3rd and 7 to cover Hollister. Hollister converts with an 8-yard catch. What the fuck was that? 3rd and 7, and you're dropping your best pass rusher in coverage. Ridiculous. Same drive. Solly Thomas with a nice run stop on 2nd and 5. Saw him show up on a play or two. And 3rd and 5, you got K1 covering Tyler Lockett in the slot, and he just gives up way too much cushion and easily converts a 3rd and 5 with an 8-yard out route. And then later on in that drive, same exact thing, 3rd and 4. K1 gets a little bit tighter coverage, but Lockett still converts with a 5-yard out route. And we seriously need to look at that play specifically if we face this team again, because Tyler Lockett on out routes, you got to figure out a way to. They'll do that all day long with ease. It's like pitch and catch with those guys.
Yep.
The drive is eventually capped off with a 1-yard touchdown dive over the pile by Marshawn Lynch, and you can tell at this point the defense desperately needs a rest, and the offense is scoring way too quickly. So, defense ends up getting a little rest, but not as much as the offense. The offense had a touchdown drive. They had just ran off only 4 minutes of clock, so, I mean, not the longest drive in the world. You got Mitch Wisnowski's kickoff that goes out of bounds.
What the hell happened there?
It just went off his foot weird.
Jesus Christ.
That was after the fourth quarter.
It was like
score?
the worst possible time of the entire year for it to happen.
Yeah.
Like all year, he's been
And then
fucking solid.
They started like the 35
it was
with that,
ugly.
right?
It wasn't the last stand. It was the last stand before that, the defensive drive before that. So They got a little rest, not much. You got the kickoff that went out of bounds. They're forced to defend from the 40, and then after just 3 plays, Seattle has the ball at San Francisco's 35-yard line. You blink, and they're already in our territory. They're getting gashed up the middle by the run and the pass. K'Wan Williams gets flagged for a bogus pass interference call inside the red zone, and Bosa just bulldozes his man backwards, almost into Russell Wilson's lap, but still can't get home. Wilson escapes, but Bosa lays out a pretty good hit on him from behind.
That was a nice one.
And then eventually Wilson throws a 15-yard touchdown pass to DK Metcalf on Akello. Akello, once again, can't locate the ball and doesn't even get his hands up to try and defend the pass.
Lost.
Completely lost. Akello is a third-year player. You're facing a rookie. You should be able to out-savvy him. Even if his physical prowess is superior to yours, your 3 years in the league should be able to overcome that. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he's got to go. I'm not saying that cut him. We don't have time for him to grow up right now.
Got to get his shit together.
Next year?
Yep.
Don't have time right now. 2:27 left in the game, leading by 5. The defense is out in the field to close out the game and situation. Seattle has the ball at their own 27-yard line, and each team has 2 timeouts left. This is where Mosley comes in for a bench to Keller Witherspoon, and he ends up giving up an early catch to Metcalf as they get their first down on that drive.
He's pretty good.
Mosley?
Metcalf?
Metcalf, yeah, he's pretty good.
wide receiver.
He's a big boy, too.
He is, yeah. Sexy body, they say on that guy, right?
Defensive line, you could tell that they're staying disciplined in their rushing lanes to keep Wilson in the pocket. But the only problem with that is that when you stay disciplined in your rushing lanes, you typically can't get around your man to get home for a sack. You're pretty much just containing rather than attacking at that point, which
making him play quarterback.
I don't know what you do there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right call is against a quarterback like that. So Wilson, he dumps off to a running back, which takes advantage of the position that Dre Greenlaw's in, which is being asked to Dre Greenlaw is being asked to spy Russell Wilson while at the same time paying attention to the running back who's going out for a dump off. Can't do both. Can't just fucking split your body in two. So running back gets a dump off, takes it 9 yards. Midfield, Wilson, he snaps the ball before the defense is even ready, but nevertheless, another head scratcher is Bosa is dropped in coverage. Responsibilities on Hollister while K'Wan Williams blitzes. And Wilson just has loads and loads and loads of time because Bosa is just standing there guarding a Hollister that's not going out on a route. Wilson just throws the ball away. So no harm, no foul. Oh, no, he actually finds Metcalf open on the sideline for a 23-yard game. My bad. This is the next play, 1:33 left. Salah brings the house. Greenlaw and K'Wan both blitz, and it allows Bosa to rush up the middle untouched and land a huge shot on Russell Wilson. If you can't get the sack, just fucking hurt the man.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't get the sacks. Not as many as we would have liked, but I think hitting them, because they definitely rocked his fucking shit.
And he was a bitch, too, getting up, running the ball, not
flags.
sliding. Get the fuck. Go play quarterback. Stop being a pussy.
If you're going to run, expect to get hit.
Yeah, quit being a pussy. Get up and go play. I had never fucking liked him. Nothing about him makes me like him.
No.
There's definitely, Drew Brees. I like Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. Just like the way he talks to his kids everything. He seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
Seems like a good dude. Tom Brady, I'm either here nor there on. Obviously, I think he's one of the best to ever do it. If he's not the best, he's the second best. And I respect him, but I don't see that in him. Mm-hmm. And then guys like Phillip Rivers. I love Phillip Rivers. Mm-hmm. I love a fiery guy like that. Aaron Rodgers, I even love that he's a smug asshole sometimes. I love that about him. Russell Wilson is just a fucking get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Fucking dork. He's the type of guy. Russell Wilson's the type of guy that shows up to high school in a black car with a Batman logo painted on the fucking side. Go fucking home. Fucking hate that guy. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me he doesn't show up like a black Pontiac Sunfire with a fucking Batman. Get the fuck out of here.
So I'll tell you.
Pontiac Sunfire.
Right? Tell me I'm wrong.
Here's a great little ditty about Russell Wilson. So, I have my degenerate gambling cousin who's a fucking legitimate psychopath. So he texts me, during the pregame, and he goes, "Oh, isn't it just so nice to see a nice Christian man on the television?" You're fucking with me, right? Nice Christian man with his kids on television, and, such a good father and everything. I go, "Yeah, man, that one kid's not his." He goes, but I thought his wife was a virgin before they got married. I said, nah, man, that kid she had with a rapper who's on drugs. And he goes, you're lying. I go, no. He goes, dude, I'm going to look into this. You're fucking with me. She's a Christian woman. I go, dude, she had a child with a rapper who does drugs all the time. And then he like calls me back. He's like, dude, you're not fucking kidding me. What the fuck? I'm like, yeah, man, like.
Russell Wilson is also the type of guy that marries the girl that everyone fucked.
Right. Oh, totally.
And she's changed.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Russell Wilson.
Yeah. When she was getting gangbanged by Future, high on fucking codeine.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I hate him so much.
Fuck Russell Wilson. Fuck his wife. Fuck his children. Fuck Future. Fuck anybody under Russell Wilson.
And I love so much that he's with Pete Carroll because I could just hate both of them together. It's such a package deal.
Yep.
All right.
I bet even Pete Carroll tells his wife when he gets home how much he hates Russell Wilson. even though he's the only reason that they're winning, I bet he still's like, that fucking dork.
Yep. So still on the final drive here, Mosley with a huge pass breakup near the goal line. You see him lose his step, but he's able to recover and still make the play. I have no doubt in my mind that is a touchdown if Akella Witherspoon is still on the field.
Yeah.
Not a doubt in my mind. So Wilson, we get him into a 4th and 10 with a chance to convert a first down if they get it inside the 1 yard line. They fucking convert. How unreal was that? That was like, at the time I was like, that's worst case scenario. I would have rather they fucking scored.
I couldn't even sit still and listen to Steve. I'm like, I was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That was the worst.
Worst case scenario was getting a first down and not scoring.
The touchdown is better.
Yes.
That's what I said. As soon as it happened, I just went out loud. I said, worst possible fucking case scenario.
Right. Yep. So, the end of the game's happening, all that shit's happening. So now I got my wife there. She's trying to ask me what's going on, and I'm like, bitch, right now I can't fucking explain to you the rules of fucking football.
You almost want to pause the game and not even explain the rules to football. Explain, I'm not sure how we could possibly have been together this long, and you think that right now is the time to ask me this question. So, that's what you want, and then not even answer the question, and then finish the game.
So then I'm like in my own mind flipping out. I'm like, this is it. They're not fucking coming back because I expected what always
as soon as it happened, literally, like you said. I said that out loud.
Worst
case scenario.
And she's like, I don't understand. Why would
now
you
they can run the clock.
She's like, why would you want them to score? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'll tell you when they're going to score.
And we were only up 5, I think it was.
5.
So if they so they're going to go for 2.
I know.
Because 1 or 2 doesn't make a difference.
Right.
They're going to go for 2.
And
even if they get the 2, a field goal still ties it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm
100%.
trying to then
100%.
I'm trying to pause. I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to watch.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Fucking brutal.
Because it turns around real fast. Real fast.
They rush up to the line. They spike the ball on first down.
They got somebody's hurt. And he's got to limp up to the line. It was an offensive lineman is hurt.
Okay, so
he gimps up to the line.
He gimps up to the line
get him
for
up
them
there
to
in time,
spike it.
And they spike it.
Okay, so that's their first down play.
Yes.
Here comes second down. And while getting him off the field, I still think that it was a package deal. Yes, the player injured on the field didn't help things, but I think Marshawn was a little too comfortable on that sideline.
Oh yeah, they say he didn't have his helmet or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's even that because it's not like normally on a delay of game, they're like, all right, come on, go, and then they don't get it off in time.
Yeah.
They were just like mulling around in the backfield.
Yeah, like it was a timeout.
Yeah, I think they thought like it was maybe because the injury, they thought it was like an injury timeout.
Was there anything more beautiful in this world than Seattle fucking themselves to try and get their old motherfucking running back on the field?
And the best part is that they weren't even trying to get it quick. They were just so like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, like it didn't make any sense.
It was so good.
Yeah.
On the first down play, they ran up to spike the ball. We were not ready to even...
Yeah, they could have ran the play.
They could have
definitely won the game right there.
Yeah.
Or at least got a touchdown.
Agreed.
100%.
But they just had to get Marshawn Lynch out there.
If somebody in the headset just said, run up there like you're going to fucking spike it.
And QB
sneak it.
Yeah.
There's a 100% chance he gets a touchdown.
Yes. We were not ready.
100%.
And they had to get Marshawn out there, and they delayed the game.
Oh, Well,
And-
how much?
back-
It would have
move
been
him back.
nice to stop him though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One more
But fuck
time.
it, you take what you can get up there. Move them back to the 6, and then
And then you had the play where Fred Warner doesn't get flagged for pass interference.
did you hear the NFL's explanation?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. 'Cause
I-
I know it if you want me to explain.
No, you explain it.
Okay, so the NFL, I don't know who's the guy that's in charge of officiating.
Al
this,
Riverton.
Al Riverton or whatever. He said
Literally just said his name.
That's the best part. He doesn't care.
it's Al Riverton, right? Whatever. Fuck him. Fuck him anyhow. So Al Riverton says his explanation was they went and looked at it, and they said that the offensive player had made contact. He engaged the contact with the defensive player. And they didn't feel that contact either way, whether it was offensive defense or defense to offense, was flag worthy. Was their exact words. So.
That rule's going away.
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's no
They-
chance.
they don't know.
Only
Yeah.
because they don't even know how to call it.
Right.
They don't.
They
It's-
overturned some of those Sherman ones that
Yep.
were borderline, and then they didn't overturn ones that were very clear. Then they didn't even they didn't even review some of them. That has to go away just because they don't know what they're doing.
So, fourth and goal at the 6.
Oh,
They throw it to
Ugh.
Jacob Hollister over the middle. You see that Fred Warner's chasing him down. Who in here thinks that is 100% getting in the end zone? Because I did.
Yeah, I mean, I just assumed.
especially after the Atlanta game, the way the Atlanta game ended.
Right, and I assumed that even if it wasn't in, they were going to give it to him just the way the NFL operates, and our luck. That's what I assumed.
Hollister is not a small guy. But Trey Greenlaw did not move an inch.
It's because his dick is over a foot.
He did not move a fucking
I love that you made your
inch.
arms like 4 foot.
Well, I thought about reason,
If you see him
reasonable
tackle,
cock size.
he plants his feet and goes 0 inches backwards. Just
Absolutely.
like a fucking fire hydrant.
Like a big dick fire hydrant.
That tackle was immediately a top 10 play in 49ers franchise history. I've been alive for everything, but if I had to guess, I would say that tackle is already a top 10 play with a chance to become a top 5 play if they win the Super Bowl this year.
Wow. All right.
That was a fucking play.
It was a big dick play.
That was massive.
I heard, I forget who it was. It was an NFL analyst. Maybe it was Wagoner, one of those guys, say that watching that game, and not just that play, but watching that game, that they felt that Dre Greenlaw was the best middle linebacker in that game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that includes KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner on the other side.
And Fred Warner.
And Fred Warner.
Did you see?
Talk about stepping up.
Did you see one of Seattle's linebackers is hurt now? Like, pretty good fucked up.
Oh, yeah?
But, like, not.
Oh, Michael Kendricks?
Yeah.
He's the one that got hurt during the game.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Like, it doesn't look like he's playing this week.
Yeah,
at
I don't
least,
think
and
it, which is funny because he's basically an Eagle for life.
Oh.
So, and they're facing the Eagles, so he doesn't even get to get his revenge or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, Dre Greenlaw, what a fucking play.
Yeah, I mean, you don't.
Saving girls from getting raped.
And saving
winning,
touchdowns.
winning fucking game. I mean, the guy's
Saving
Superman.
seasons.
I said it on Twitter, I think. I said he's the most prolific defensive person of all time. Stopping rapes,
Yeah.
stopping touchdowns.
Treated Jacob fucking Hollister like a rapist.
So before we get
Stopped
to...
him short.
Do we want to do that next episode since we got some time? Piece of the week?
Oh, no, we got plenty of stuff coming up. Okay. Just to touch on special teams, I just want to say that Robbie Gould, ever since returning from his hamstring injury, has been
Good as gold.
Good as gold. So, credit to him.
Whoever coined that one, good as gold.
Richie James looked very rough, feeling punts.
Yeah.
Very rough.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
Doesn't
the
seem
noise.
like a guy that turns on when the lights turn on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and say that, but
Hey, don't worry.
it was not a good game for
Maybe
him.
Dante could get
I'm
back in the
ju-
field that way.
Just good. I thought maybe
Yes.
Pettis will take him.
I mean, at this point, I'd give him the fucking Debo. He's probably going to
Yeah,
steamroll
right.
a fucking guy or two at least.
Mitch Wishnowsky, you simply cannot kick the ball off out of bounds. Come on, man.
He's a rookie.
And
It's just, you know what's crazy about it? Is that's the first time I've been disappointed in anything Mitch has done.
Yeah.
And it came in like the biggest game of the year
Yes.
so far. That's the only thing that scares me. I mean, normally he's out there fucking tackling people.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but when Seattle, every time Seattle punted the ball, especially when they were at midfield, I start having a little panic attack in my head, like they're gonna fake it. They're gonna fake it. I know they're gonna fucking fake it. And I watch our punt return unit. they're always prepared for the fake. Every single time you see the second level defenders back up just in case something's going to happen. And I love that because you're not going to fucking block it. Just get that out of your head. You're not blocking it. Just be prepared for the fake. So
Especially when you're in the lead.
Yeah.
If you're behind and it's late in a game, try to block it.
So I don't think that anybody in the playoffs is going to get a fake punt off on us.
Good.
Ooh, it's a beast of the week. Stick it in the pink. And fuck, I fucked that all up. It's a beast of the week, cunts.
Offense is a tough one.
I got it. I'm going Debo. I think he staked his claim as top, as an alpha dog in the NFL in this game. That's my take.
I completely agree. Debo Samuel is definitely my beast of the week.
Same.
All the way around, Debo. Hats off to you, my friend.
135 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown.
Yep.
Defensive beast of the week.
Nah. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke that I put anyone on that list.
Other than Greenlaw?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
I got to be honest with you, though. It's not like, Buckner's stat line is bonkers.
They all had great.
Yeah.
And Greenlaw's stat line was great before that.
Yeah.
But
you know how many
like Shanahan said in the post game in the locker room, a lot of great plays that led to this victory, but we're not standing here without that single play.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Other plays you might have been able to come back from. That's the one play that we're not standing here.
Just an all-time
champions in the West.
An all-time performance, an all-time singular play by Dre Greenlaw, who all night long was spying Russell Wilson and making sure that he didn't get any more than 2-3 yards on any rush, and just made a fucking top 10 franchise play.
Laying down the Greenlaw.
With that said, Nick Bosa had himself quite a night, even though he didn't get home for a single sack.
He was all over the place, though.
6 tackles, 3 quarterback hits, and what you don't have on there is his 10 pressures.
And he's running people down from behind, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're bouncing outside, and he's catching them from behind.
All effort.
All effort. He doesn't stop.
And that was actually something that I didn't see in college.
Yeah. He gets knocked down at the line of scrimmage and is back on his feet chasing after whoever's got the ball.
I did not see the extra effort from him in college. Like, if the play's on the other side of the field, I wouldn't see him chase after because it's like, why waste my energy? But he does.
Something I specifically noticed in this game is the people that, besides the Greenlaws that are stepping in, is the flashing you're seeing from people like Zettel, who got picked up in the middle of the week and thrown into this game, and the Kevin Givens that have been on the practice squad all year, and you see them making plays that matter in the heat of the moment. And you, like, their nameplate flashes in front of the screen, and I'm like, this fucking guy walked off the street last week, learned the playbook, and is out there making stops on defense.
And one thing to definitely state is the 3 players that we just gushed over the last 5 minutes, Debo Samuel, Dre Greenlaw, and Nick Bosa, what do they all have in common?
Drafted in 2019.
They're all rookies.
Okay, so is that good with this?
John Lynch.
So, with that said, email us in how hard your dick is after watching this game. goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. If your dick is super hard and you've made some money with it, send that money to us. Patreon/goldbloodedpodcast. You could donate like 50 cents a month, $500 a month, whatever's in your budget. We will, over here at the GBP, greatly appreciate it. Email, reviews, however you listen to us, there's a way to leave us a review. Do that. We'd appreciate it. There's an Instagram, Gold Blooded Podcast, one word. And there's a Twitter as well. Catch us out over there.
Gold Blooded Pod.
There you go. And with that said, fuck off. Regular season. Bye-bye.